A smart reporter did the one thing that's sure to make Ted Cruz combust. He pointed out the truth. We got the video, so here's my Blue Amp channel partner Cliff Schecter on the Stephanie Miller Show, breaking down that moment and showing what Ted Cruz is so embarrassed about.
While we're talking about Ted, he was holding his press conference down at the border.
Again.
The reporter asked a legitimate question, and basically Ted Cruz's response was to be a D.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What rate of illegal immigration do we have in 2020? Do you know anything? I asked you a question.
How long have you been in office?
Do you know anything?
How long have you been in office?
I've been in office 11 years now.
And this has been
okay.
kicked the count during multiple administrations.
Except you're okay. You don't get to argue with me. You asked your question. You asked your question. You don't get. You want to hold a press conference? You can do it over there. You want to hold a press conference? You can do it over there.
Ted seems a little touchy.
Yeah.
Being called out for not doing anything for how many years?
The thing is that, again, like so many other issues that plague us these days, this is why, like, when people try to make things, oh, you're being partisan, I don't want to be partisan. They make me partisan. Mm-hmm. In fact, I even wrote a book critical of John McCain.
You did.
I think you got back in 2008. God, what I'd give for him now compared to the rest of these.
Yeah.
It's scary.
But McCain was one of the few people who stood up, and actually George W. Bush, and supported wholeheartedly immigration reform. And it was an immigration reform bill that could appeal to all sides. It had things about penalties and a period of time over which you would have to pay back taxes and do all of this to become a citizen. And companies would be punished who were hiring people that were undocumented. And some of that money would be used, and they would strengthen the security at the border. It had everything in it. It got 67 Senate votes, including Lindsey Graham, who he didn't even faint on his couch that day. It was a good day for him. But the House blocked it, the Republican House. And they've used this as an issue. We could have fixed this. Would it be perfect? No, but there's border, which, by the way, the border crossings have gone down. So it's all just fake like everything else is. They're lying. But any crisis that is going on, if a few people are being held there in lockup because they're trying to cross the border to get a better life, that's, to me, a crisis of humanity.
Yeah.
And we should be doing something to fix that. And we had that sitting there. But the Republicans, like with abortion, although that backfired on them, like with assault rifles, like with so many other things, would rather have an issue than a solution.
Yeah.
They want these problems, or they've got nothing to run on.
No, we've been saying that all morning, and that's true for the border. That's true for the debt ceiling. They've given up on the ACA because they've realized that it's a losing issue for them because people like it. But even when the AC was still in play, they would use that to the hilt. But again, there was no solution for it. And that's why John McCain, to his credit, voted against the repeal that they had because they had no replacement for it.
No, they kept saying it's like a question that I guess that was a reporter asked Ted Cruz. You've been here 11 years. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
What he's been doing is, of course, demagoguing and lying and getting up and reading green eggs on the floor and getting it wrong, and going to Cancun, sneaking off with his little pot belly and his little roly-poly suitcase of his. When you're running off to Cancun and you're demagoguing and lying about everything, I guess there's not a lot of time to actually engage in policy. But they had a policy. And the other senator, by the way, from Texas, who I loathe too, John Cornyn, originally had signed on to that bill. He voted for that bill too, to reform immigration. Like, we had the votes, but the House blocked it because of right-wing nuts in the House. And sadly, some of those nuts in the House have made their way up to the Senate and corrupted that institution too. And all these problems, if we could find 10 reasonable Republicans, could solve tomorrow.
Yeah.
All of them. Guns, abortion rights. They're liars and they're demagogues.